Hello everybody, it's TONIK TZW here, and the Des Moines has finally arrived in port. And believe it or not, but this was absolutely my first game in Des Moines after it finished researching at around 10:30 last night. Now I am running Azure Lane Baltimore again as a test instead of the standard US cruiser captain. And I think I went for reload on this one, reload and range. I can't remember the name of the captains for the inspirations. You know, there's too much stuff in my mind. But as we start the game, I just have a look around and see that the big ships are reversing, and you know, we just think that we're not going to have a lot of support here. Now I'm going to play this game very cautiously, and I am going to island hug a little bit and do some HE spamming because I don't know how well this ship performs. We look around at our DD and he seems to be AFK, which is always a brilliant start for any match because he is the eyes of our team and we've just had them poked out because he's not doing anything. Now the saviour here with the Des Moines is I have got sonar and I have got radar, but we have got two destroyers that are going to come running in and start taking this cap, as we can see. So we light up the radar to give our team the opportunity to take these guys out, and I probably hit the button a little bit too early there. But I want to reverse out so that I can potentially pull around this corner and get an angle on these guys. And luckily we've got a Moines here who does a brilliant job as this game goes on, supporting us. In fact, supporting everybody. He has a Kraken game of it, but not quite a Kraken game, which is what this turns out to be. But we have the 2DD spotted. The radar is about to run out now. The Summers just thinks, yep, I'm going to have a go at this. But he picks up a torpedo from the Moines, and I think between myself and the Moines we would have dealt with him anyway. But first kill goes out to the Moines, so props to him for that one. Now we've got a nice big Yamato out there, and I'm thinking that's hit points. Let's see what we can do to this Yamato, try and get some fires on. We know we've got a DD in front of us, and we are running our sonar because of that. But Yamato has kind of overextended a little bit. We get our first fire on him. I'm spotted again, so that's either the Yamato or the destroyer. And I think it's the destroyer. But he's just outside of detectability. But he appears to have overrun his smoke, and we are going to punish that one and use the rapid reload on this. And we're even going to blind fire his smoke. And we can see that we're still landing hits on him there, because he is trying to get reversed back into that smoke screen. Now we drop behind cover there because we just don't want to risk picking up some torpedoes. But he gets lit up again. I don't know if somebody's running sonar or radar on this one, but he is now in our sights and he is very short-lived. So that is 2/3 of the red team destroyer force disappeared from this map. And there's another ship disappears there. I think our DD picks up a kill. Now we can see the Bismarck who is pushing centre. We know we've got the Yamato at the top, who I think is trying to squeeze through the middle, realising that all hope is lost on this side of the map. Now you'd think that a Bismarck in the middle of the map would be spotted, but unfortunately those two battleships that were reversed at the start just parked behind that island in the middle of the map, probably holding each other's willies and giving them a shake. Now I pick up a torp there, and I think that's come from the other side of the map, to be honest. I think it was probably put across there by the destroyer as he turned into a cap, because I know they certainly haven't come from the Bismarck. But we've got a Massachusetts out there, and I'm kind of out of position now myself. And I'm thinking I've made a horrible mistake here, and this game is going to end in the most awful way with me taking this broadside from a Massachusetts. But we get lucky, we get set on fire Now, I don't know if that's his secondaries or if he was firing HE, but we are just going to keep unloading on him along with the Moines, I think it is, who's dropping fire on him as well. And we are going to pick him up for kill number 2, I think, in just a second. He's not putting that fire out, that's for sure. But we take a hit from him again before he expires, and we're then looking towards the centre of the map, and we've got Bismarck out there, and it's his secondaries that are putting all the fire across here. One of our destroyers has put some torpedoes through there, so I'm going to work on putting more fire through there. And then I switch to AP to see, well, what can the AP on this ship do to a broadside Bismarck? Now the thing is, we don't get a chance to get a lot of damage in because the rest of the ships on blue team are doing such a good job. They're taking chunks off the battleships, and where I was in a good position there to keep literally unloading onto that guy, everybody else is smashing them for chunks of health, and exactly the same is going to happen with this Yamato. So I stay on Armoured Pearson, and I'm watching as these these shots go in, and just seeing what kind of damage this AP will do, because it does seem quite nasty. I know it's not the constant stream of fire like you get from a Minotaur or from the Worcester with HE, but we are doing a decent amount of damage to that guy, and we pick up kill number 3. So we switch on to what we hope will be our next victim. And that is the... what is it? It's the Grosser Kurfürst out there. Now he is staring at me. Sorry, that was kill number 4. Because I got the Bismarck before that, didn't I? I can't even count. I need to go back to counting on my fingers. So we start loading some HE onto this guy as well, thinking we'll get a couple of fires on. Now I am spotted, and I'm guessing that I was spotted through that gap. I thought perhaps a destroyer had come round, but the GK takes a good shot at me, and we try to get some shots across the top of him. Now he's come across this way when really their strong side for red team is the left side of the minimap. But as there are two battleships up there, what I decide to do here is push through the centre because I'm squishy. We get the Roma spotted out there, we pop a couple of shots at that. It is quite long range, and I didn't realise that this is somebody that I've talked to before that's in that Roma. But more about him later, because we'll see him in a little while. There is still a red team Shimikaze bandying around somewhere, and he has obviously got a wall of skill ready and waiting for someone that's going to appear on this map. So we've got to push through the centre because that GK appears to be hitting the brakes at the top of that island and backing out. So what I'm thinking is if I come through from this side in the centre and the other battleships push him round, between us we can get rid of him too. So we've got two caps under control now. The Roma is still out there. I can't pull that shot because of the islands ahead of me. There's just not quite enough there. But Mr. GK decides that he's going to push round against one of the other ships rather than get shot in the back end. And I'm thinking, right, let's get across the cap. Let's try and counter this Roma. We know there's a destroyer out there, and we have got our sonar running, but I've burned my radar. I burned that by mistake earlier, thinking I was spotted by a destroyer coming round behind us. So this Roma's going to play clever too. We noticed that the GK's almost dead. We sort of turned thinking, can we get a shot at him and pick up kill number 5? But no sooner do we get our turrets traversed onto him than he disappears. So that's one Kraken opportunity that has disappeared from in front of our eyes. One of our destroyers has pushed, in fact the last of our destroyers has pushed across to A cap, thereby continuing to give us the cap advantage. I am now spotted, which means that the Shimikaze has come round that corner. So I'm expecting a wall of skill. Now the last remaining battleship that was parked behind that island at the bottom is putting fire onto this roamer. And I'll put my hands up here and say that I do get greedy here, because I'm on for a potential Kraken in my first game in a ship, and I've never done that. Now I can't get across there, so I shoot some seagulls. The Shimakaze pops up in front of me, so we pop some shots at him as well. Now we land a couple, we get a fire on, we spam another couple across there, and then I get into a little bit of trouble with this roamer, because I try to get him on fire. I'm expecting torpedoes coming from that Shimakaze, but for whatever reason the game just seems to want to deny me this kill. So we're trying to light him on fire, we're doing a little bit of damage, we're spamming it out there, and I think, well, can I go through his superstructure and get some AP damage on here with it? We see the torpedo indicator, we turn into that expecting the worst, barely managed to squeeze through it, but that is the wall of skill out of the way, so I feel that I'm generally a little bit safer from that Shimakaze. We carry on hitting the roamer. I think everybody else is trying to pick up this kill as well. But we do get it. We pick up the Kraken on 113,000 damage. We go around the corner. And because we're in 2 kilometers of this Shimakaze, in just a second, he is going to get detected. But I know that he's had time to get a reload on his torps. So I'm going to turn this corner very, very cautiously. There he is. There are his torpedoes. He's within 2Ks. He's going to stay spotted. And thankfully for me, the rest of the team is able to see him and just go to town on him. So I'm happy. I don't need a 6th kill. I can keep him spotted. Couple more shots. That's him gone. So for my first game in the Des Moines, I managed to pull a Kraken. That is Kraken number 80. And believe it or not, I have got another one to come from today. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel for Kraken number 81, which will be coming up very shortly after this one as well. 2nd place on the map. Not a bad game at all. And I was more than a little bit jiggly. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please do click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Take care and goodbye.